So I brought up a whole host of issues. What they don't teach you at Y Combinator is taking steps towards your new destiny, stepping towards your new destiny. I'm just going to list out one book, and then we can study buddy that book. When you read that book, as we study group that book together, which is Breaking the Habit of Being You. If you think that the version of you that's going to be the same and unchanged when you become a unicorn, I can tell you that you're under extrapolating how much you're going to need to change via getting better. Because it's not just about listening to a person who's early into YC and understands YC. It is not just that. It is not just getting your first mentor. It is not also just technical sales. Because what you're going to need to do through all these different steps is to you yourself morph, MORPH, grow. And if that's a scary word, you're going to need to step towards your new destiny. So we can study by that book, and now we can just relax. Breaking the Habit of Being You. Breaking the Habit of Being You, Joe Dispenza. How many times have I read this book? More than once. More than once. Because the book structure is so that way initially you're trying to understand yourself, 1 through 5 chapters, and then 6, 7, and 8 is maybe preparing your brain to change, and then 9 through 14 is boom, stepping towards a new destiny. And that coincides perfectly to this old school Silicon Valley book, which is written by Tony Robbins. Yes, the person who charges you $400 for a quickie workshop per hour. Well worth it, but still shockingly effective. Managing your states, wondering why, even after you get into YC, VC, you still feel the need to retract back to your Asian scarcity mindset. Not my Asian scarcity mindset. I'm 5th generation winner. But I see when other people are having a hard time with the fact that the last 4 generations of your people have not made $100,000 in revenue total. Think about that. 4 generations, less than $100,000 in revenue. I can make that in an hour. If you're not making that, if you're not making $28,800 per hour, you're not going to get to unicorn billion-dollar status. Like, that's just how the math works. Is it offensive that you won't take these steps towards a new destiny? No, it's not offensive. But that's just the scoreboard where you're thinking, I can be a major league entrepreneur because I'm in YC. That's really interesting because maybe you need to extrapolate Matt James' book, Mental and Emotional Release. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. MMER, Mental and Emotional Release. Being able to engineer up a business model. Being able to exactly take the steps required. Being able to emotionally release yourself from the generations that have not been able to do it prior to you. So it's not like trauma is coded to your DNA, but the lack of money and always needing to search for it, like it's right there on the other side of learning tech sales. Will you take steps towards your new destiny where your safety college's engineering degree coincides with a community college class in sales and selling? Right? Which is why at a local college in the Palo Alto area, once you study engineering and you play a sport, you're like, oh, sales and selling is super easy. It's super easy because I'm used to having a 50-year-old dude who's overweight yelling at me to do better at sports. Mental and emotional release. We all had to learn it. And I learned it via Augie Garrido and Psycho Cybernetics. It's very much Huna, which is page 67, The Vagina Whisperer. Brady, you want to show them the book Huna? This book is actually frou-frou and genius, okay? Absolutely genius. Look, the page numbers are spot on because those are the critical page numbers. Let's study buddy these books after you read the book Breaking the Habit of Being You. Chapters 1 through 5, chapters 6, 7, and 8, chapters 9 through 14, which almost has the exact same structure of the Fiat Standard, Safedine Amun's book, which coincides directly to what Satoshi Nakamoto did, which is Becoming Supernatural. You think that 9-page PDF was awesome? You should read page 11. You should read chapter 11 with these commensurate page numbers. Becoming Supernatural. You think that you want to go no hat? We can go no hat. Becoming Supernatural is not the worst title, but it's not a good title. And it seems like it overpromises. I mean, come on, Becoming Supernatural? Sure, we are all Satoshi Nakamoto, but like, really? Becoming Supernatural? Sounds like some Super Marvel how-to book, when in fact, it is that. Chapter 1. Joe Dispenza needed back surgery. He did mental back surgery because back surgery actually, this is financial advice, back surgery actually doesn't work because back surgery requires you to have everlasting back-to-back back surgeries. So Joe Dispenza, the author of the book, Chapter 1, guess what he does? You're never going to guess. He gets wrecked by a Jeep on his bike. Jeep hits his bike. His back's messed up. So instead of going to get back surgery, what does he do? He decides to repair the back himself using no surgery. What? This is right out of Unlimited Power. This is right out of Ageless Body, Timeless Mind. Remember, what they don't teach you at Y Combinator is the emotional steps required to, quote, stepping towards a new destiny. Becoming Supernatural is a $5,000 workshop that Joe Dispenza hosts. And I can't tell you how many women will come up to me and be like, oh, I see you're reading Joe Dispenza. Like, you just walk around with that book, and that's your dating app. That is financial advice. This is also financial advice. Don't sleep with every woman who throws vagina at you just because you're holding a Joe Dispenza book. Because we want to get away from our first chakra and just get into this one, your seventh chakra, your third eye. I would call it your fifth eye, because it's not just an eye in the back of your head, it's chapter 11, time distortion, becoming supernatural. And this Joe Dispenza book, Evolve Your Brain. Screenshot, you're welcome. Because Evolve Your Brain is a great entree step into what they don't teach you at Y Combinator, which is you can take the South Asian out of India, but you can't make the Chinese man in America feel rich, even though their prior generations were not so successful. Did I just mix Asians? Yeah. Which was why you shouldn't mix Asians, because Asian people should not just be lumped into one big category of China and related countries. Evolve your brain. How did I get introduced to this? A hottie told me, hey, I'm working on this cool book. I'm like, I have no need to step towards a new destiny, but since we're at a Hal Elrod keynote, I'll listen to whatever books that you find interesting. And it turns out Hal Elrod savors silence, affirmation, visualizations. Visualizations. Oh, is that chapter 11 of Becoming Supernatural? And Maxwell Maltz, Psycho-Cybernetics? Yeah, the visualization part. Because affirmations and visualizations, the way that, I'm going to just say it, the way that Vagina does it right now, it's not quite the most effective, which is why the Vagina Whisperer, okay, this guy recommends the way that you do visualizations is baby steps, the Hal Elrod. Exercise, E-exercise, R, reading, S, scribing. The way the visualizations works and is short to work is this. Is it lacks the treasure map component. It lacks the treasure map component because it's like a vision board. In your vision board, it almost needs to change week to week because of a guy who used to not be as smart as me and not as rich as me, Elon Musk, would go over a vision board. What have you done in this past week? What have you done this past week? Have you gotten better? Have you gotten better? Tom Brady, are you getting better week to week? Week to week. Are you getting better? Or are you getting worse? I think I'm going to do the rest of the video like this. Hey Brady, you're doing a good job on the live stream. Can you get better week to week while taking steps towards your new destiny? Book number 1 is Breaking the Habit of Being You. Now, this is a book I hesitant to bring up, which is another Joe Dispenza book, which is You Are the Placebo. The reason I hesitate to bring this up to you is that I don't want you getting all euphoric on solving all of your body's things, such as digestion, such as energy, such as circadian rhythm, such as anything. Brady Bear, why don't you focus on the camera and tell people how we can get better while stepping towards a new destiny? Do you have anything to say? Hey Brady, do you like the vagina that we met this weekend? You're such a good little networker. What do you say? What do you say when you like a girl? Nadi Shodhana breathing? Anybody? You don't like me blowing boogers on your face? Y Combinator, you should look into these guys. They were at the AI ML session. They stayed until the last day, and they hustled the entire time of their booth. You're welcome for the lead. Oh, look. I did a diagram for stepping towards a new destiny. Because HUNA connects directly to neuro-linguistic programming. Look at that. It's genius. Look, it starts with HUNA, okay, Matt James' book. It's built on top of neuro-linguistic programming, and this is the steps towards stepping towards a new destiny. This is some genius shiitake. Totally free. Can you get ROI? Can you get return on investment with everything that you do? Mirror. Money, mental, emotional release. MMER. That's the stepping towards a new destiny, where you want to make your progressive steps week to week mapped out on a treasure map, and then you're tracking when you're doing self-sabotage. And if self-sabotage includes you not even wanting to start, well, it seems like this has been a super helpful session already, right? What else do you guys want to talk about? Both Matt James and Tony Robbins used to do a fire walk, where you walk over fire, and then that is a visualization for stepping towards a new destiny. None of that's being done anymore. And so the way to combat the whole woke culture of lack of accountability and no risk is a 4-inch firewalk. It's not a 10-foot firewalk where you get in a state, you take off your shoes, you get in a state, you walk, and then you look back behind you and you're like, did I just walk over coals? It's a 4-inch firewalk. It's a firewalk that's so short and basic that anybody can do it. Soft and easy small steps is what you want to do when you're stepping towards a new destiny. And I'm not going to go into James Clear's Atomic Habits. I won't. The reason I won't is because you won't read that book. You've just watched a couple of videos and you refuse to step towards a new destiny. Let's connect on the first book, and then we can become great together within VCYC. VCYC, YCVC.